Hey, everybody. I hope you had a fantastic Christmas with family and friends and got a little bit of relaxation in if you could. I know I really enjoyed my Christmas with my family. It was awesome to be able to host and just to have everyone together under one roof. And I will say it was extremely nice at the end of the night when I didn't have to leave because it was snowing and really cold. So it was kind of nice to just be able to hand everybody the little brushes to brush their cars off and then be able to just wave and go and sit on the couch and relax. So I hope you had a really great Christmas with your family. And here we are coming up on New Year's. I don't think anyone's too disappointed about watching 2020 kind of go out into the rear view a little bit. And we're all looking, one thing we all have in common, I know for sure, is we're all looking forward to a better year in 2021. So, on that note, I am super excited to just come live because I've been talking about getting divorce certified for some time. And you don't actually have to be divorce certified to work with people that are getting divorced, clearly. But it's just another way that I want to always be sharpening my skills and really learning and growing so that I can really help my clients as best as I possibly can. So I ordered and it just came. I'm super happy about it. Oh, there we go. It's like this manual, and I'm going to get started on it right away. There's a flash drive. They already sent me the test. There's a really great book actually that was also written that I'm going to refer people to that are going through a divorce. Carol Ann Wilson is it's Ultimate Guide to Surviving a Divorce, and I have my web designer currently working on the brand new page, which I'll be excited to unveil shortly. Don't have it done just yet. They're also working on the logo for the new group that we have called Ready. Really going to be excited to unroll this and roll it out to, not unroll it, roll it out to you, unveil it. And it's just something that I've really had close to my heart for a long time. Many of you know I've been divorced for 8 years, and it was a really challenging experience. Anyone who's gone through it knows that. And it's just also it becomes even harder when you are in the process of selling a home or purchasing a home, and not knowing where you're going to live can cause extreme stress and add to an already stressful situation where emotions can be running very high at times. So it's really been something that gives me great joy, actually. Not that someone's going through a divorce, but it makes me feel good to be able to help somebody who's going through that process. If I can make it easier for them by handling the sale and purchase of their old home, new home, income properties, whatever it may be, it makes me feel really great to be able to take some of that stress off of them. And we are going to be working with a network of attorneys. And the purpose for that is, one of the biggest sticking points when you're getting divorced and selling a home and going to purchase a home is title issues, because again, you haven't fully, gotten the divorce, and sometimes the numbers aren't crunched as of yet, so you don't really know where you're going to end up with on that. You have to be able to get pre-approved on your own to purchase and make sure that all those title issues are settled. A lot of the times, the attorneys will write things up, and then the title company will come back to them and say, oh, sorry, we need it written a different way in order for them to be able to purchase a new home. Attorneys hate that. And it just makes, it makes a big issue for everybody, because then the client has to go back and ask their attorney to redo something, which many times the attorney will, again, bill them for, because, they work by the hour and every time you give them a new task. And the attorneys don't love being asked to redo something. They actually hate that. So my goal is to make sure that the people that I'm working with, my lenders, my title company, and myself, we're all working as a tight-knit group to be able to provide this service to our clients that is going to make it easier for everybody, for the attorneys, for the buyers and sellers going through the transaction, and of course, our team working well together. We get along well. We've been working together for quite some time. So I'm really excited. 2021 will bring that huge change for my business, and just really looking to make those connections right now with more attorneys and people who are considering divorce or already going through it. I'm a great resource if you just want to ask me a few questions, even if maybe you can't buy right now. Some people won't be able to buy right away, and that's okay. I've partnered with amazing lenders who can sit down and create a plan so that you'll know exactly when you can buy. If now isn't the time for you, they'll put together a plan for you. We're not going to leave you hanging. We're going to make sure that you're taken care of, because again, the number one concern for many people going through a divorce, where am I going to live? You know, both of you aren't going to be in that same house. Even if one of you is able to retain the marital home, somebody's moving. And that's a huge point of stress, especially if there's children involved. I know for me, my kids were little. They were 5, 7, and 9. So it was a lot. It was a lot, realizing that I had 3 little ones and I needed to find a new place. And I wasn't in real estate at the time, and so I really was blessed to have a wonderful real estate agent who, came alongside. I knew her personally. She actually went to school with my brother, and I was friends. I've been friends with her sister, so it was really nice to have somebody that I could put my confidence in. I was able to trust everything she was doing, and I knew that she was going to take great care of me. And that really gave me a huge sense of relief. It did allow me to be able to focus on, the bigger obstacles I had at the moment, focus on my kids, and really just place that into her hands. And she, again, took great care of me. So I will never forget that. And it made such an indelible impact on myself that I want to be able to do the same for others. And now I'm in a position. Hi, Ron. How are you? Hey, Justin. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're a very kind person, and I know you've got a servant heart yourself. So thank you so much. Really, it's just giving back to people, because people were there for me, and I feel better in my business when I'm helping people. And I'm always helping people because, we're getting them from point A to point B. But many of my clients are going through big life events, whether it be a divorce or, first time home buyers, and it's a huge exciting event, or they're getting married, or, it's an estate sale because they're selling their parents' home and they've recently passed away. And that's a huge, I'm going to be doing that next month. Actually, I have a new listing coming up in Oak Park, which is an estate. And I have beautiful people that I'm working with, and they love their parents dearly, and it's time to sell the home. And again, that just brings up a lot of emotional situations. It's hard when you're selling your parents' home, and they've passed on, and it's hard when you're going through a divorce. So I have never shied away from situations where some people might run. I feel like sometimes I'm like fire person. I'll run into the burning building. I'm happy to do it because I have been blessed. God's blessed me with that skill set to be able to really work alongside people, help people. Obviously handle the whole real estate transaction and all the negotiating and do everything that's entailed with that. But there's a big component when you're dealing with an emotionally charged situation, and I've always been able to do that. I've always been good at that. I'm great in a pinch with situations. People call me for advice all the time. I may not always have the perfect answers for my own life though, which is kind of funny, right? We all have to, we all seem to have to stop and think when it's us. But when I'm not attached to it personally, I'm able to really come outside of it and see the entire situation and really help people through. And that really means more to me than anything else. Thank you, Becky. I appreciate that. I actually did my hair. I washed it today. That's the exciting thing. It was a hair wash day. Girls understand that. Guys, you're just probably going, that's crazy. We do have hair wash day. It's not just an excuse we use sometimes that if we don't feel like going out. We really do have hair wash day. Anyways, so it's just always been for me. I can't connect to something if it doesn't have a deeper meaning. If I'm not helping somebody, then it's really, yes, I need to make a living. Yes, I need to make money and support my family. And that's a huge driving force for me. But if I don't feel like I'm actually helping the greater good and helping humanity, helping these people, it just doesn't have the same feel for me. So it really revs me up. Like I said, running into a burning building doesn't scare me at all. I'm running in to save people, to help people, to come alongside them because, I was once that person that had 3 kids and I was not in real estate. I had been a stay at home mom for 10 years. I was a teacher. That's what I did. I taught 5th grade before I had kids. I knew nothing about real estate. I absolutely was so clueless. I didn't know anything about mortgages, and then of course after the divorce, I worked in mortgage for a year and got right into real estate. So now, I know a lot, right? But I remember being that scared about to be single mom, and with 3 little ones, and everything was changing for us. We were losing our home. We had to move out. We had to move to a whole nother city. I was going to be doing a lot of driving back and forth for my kids' schools, and just knowing that I was going to have a place to live and set up shop for my kids, that took, again, a huge, I can't even tell you how much stress. I'm happy to be able to be there for anyone going through this. And some people going through a divorce, they're thrilled to be getting divorced. So it's, it's not that huge emotional event that it is for others, but I still am happy to be able to pull off that real estate, peel that back for them, and be able to handle that so they can just focus on, setting up shop with their new life, and, just what does that look like, and how's that going to go. Um, if you know of any attorneys that you think would be appreciative and a good fit to work with, I would really love it if you could send me along their referral, and maybe even send them a quick message that I might be contacting them. That would be great, because attorneys don't, have a lot of time. They're very busy. I understand that. So I don't plan on just randomly calling them. But if I have a referral, which a lot of my clients who have been divorced have referred their attorneys to me, and I've had the blessing to be able to sit down and meet with them and chat with them and really let them know what we're going to be able to do to help them. And their response has been overwhelmingly positive. They're very excited about it. They're very happy about it. Their time is very valuable. They're very busy, and they don't want to have to go back and redo things. And they love communication. They just want the bottom line, the communication, so we can all kind of get through everything, wrap it up. And they love the idea and the promise that I made to them, that I will be able to pull some of that stress off of your clients, so that maybe they're not going to call you as many times during the day stressed out, because they have someone else, another professional, working with them to, move them forward. So I am really super excited to be able to do that, and happy about it. And I can't wait to show you the new website and the changes, and really introduce you to the rest of the team. It would be great after the new year if we could maybe do a live, and I'll be able to introduce you to them. They're amazing people. My lenders that I've been working with, the whole time I've been in real estate, we're going on 6 years now together. And my title company is a newer company, but they're not new to title. Jean Ellery is a good friend of mine, and she's been, gosh, I don't even know, 25 years in that realm of title, and she's just got the highest reputation of anyone that I've ever, known in the business. She just, if you need help with title, or you have a question, she has the answer. So I have the fortitude to be able to align myself with the best of the best, and we work really well together. So I'm super excited. I know I keep saying super excited, because I am super excited. If you know me, I get excited, and I just can't stand it. It's like I don't want to, I want to just tell everybody about it, even though it's not fully done yet, because I'm really thrilled about it. And again, feel free to send your referrals to me if you have friends or family or people that you know that are going through a divorce and they need someone to chat with. Maybe they just need to ask a few questions. They don't even know if they're going to keep their house or not, or if their spouse is going to keep it, or what's going to happen. They don't even know if they'll be able to buy a house, and they really just need somebody to come alongside and just have that conversation, maybe just alleviate some of those questions and stress and all those emotions that are running around rampant, because I've been there and I understand it. And I've been called the divorce whisperer by people, just because I have friends that, reached out through Facebook Messenger. They weren't like close friends at the time, and now they are, because I was able to sit down and really just help, just be a mentor to them during that time. So again, if you also know of any attorneys and they would be a great fit, anyone that's a busy attorney that could definitely benefit from having a professional like myself and my team to alleviate, like I said, stress, and be highly communicative with them and make their job easier, send those along as well. I would really appreciate that. And again, any referrals that you send to me, I want you to always know I hold it in the highest regard. Our business is maybe not 100% referral, but to me, I feel like it is. It's about relationship building, and if I do a great job for you, you're going to refer people to me. So I not only do I want to do a great job because the relationship with you means a lot to me, but I want to continue that relationship. And I think that there's a lot of agents who don't understand that completely. And, they're really high volume agents, and that's great. For me, I'm a little bit more, a lot more, I guess, into building relationships and making sure that my clients are taken care of. So, just for instance, I just did a key exchange today for one of my clients, and the other agent wasn't able to make it, but I was glad I was there because I was able to help his seller figure out how to do the final water read and how to take a picture of it and what he needed to do and explain that to him and, walk them through that and make sure the paperwork for the key exchange was correct because I want to be able to get those escrows reimbursed to both the buyer and the seller, and just being there to facilitate that because it's not just a transaction. It doesn't end just because we closed and I got a check. It's a relationship, and it's really important to me that my clients are taken care of and they know what their next steps are, and I'm there to experience those things with them. It just gives me a lot of joy. So I was able to do that today, and just seeing my buyer get his keys is just, the smile is awesome. We took our masks off for a quick second because I had to see the smile. I love that. It's awesome. And so this is hilarious. Not hilarious, but it's really cool. I got my coursework here. I started at the beginning. This is like it just came to me. It was sent over at UPS, and I have all my homework that I need to get done. And there's going to be a test. Hi, Michael. I hope you're well. Happy New Year. So this is, I've already learned something. So I was divorced in 2012, and according to this little addendum to the tax law changes, because a lot of this is going to be legalese kind of stuff. It's going to go through, the legal ramifications and how it pertains to real estate with obviously the situational aspect of divorce. And already I've learned something. As of January 1st, 2019, spousal support, which is also sometimes called alimony. They used to call it alimony. Now they call it spousal support. That's been changed. It's no longer tax deductible to the payer. So whoever's paying it can no longer deduct it as on their taxes, which I'm sure is not going to make them thrilled. But the positive part is it's no longer taxable income to the receiver. So in my situation, I was the receiver of spousal support, and I had to pay taxes on it. And I actually did think that was ridiculous. I thought this money's already been taxed, and I didn't think that was right. But I had to pay taxes on it, but he was able to use it as a tax deduction. Now, anybody getting divorced after January 1st of 2019, the person paying spousal support can no longer use it as a tax deduction, but the person receiving it does not have to claim it and have taxes taken out of it. So that's actually, I guess, positive for one side, not as exciting on the other side, but I kind of think that's how it should be. It shouldn't really be taxable income because, again, it's, support, which is child support is not taxable. So I don't know why spousal support ever was. Really, it shouldn't be. So that was changed, and as soon as I opened this, I saw that. So I've already learned something today. So I'm looking forward to delving in to this. Again, it's a lot of legal, so it's probably not going to be the most exciting educational class I've ever taken, but the end game is that I'm going to have more information to help my clients. And maybe I'll be able to save them some money so they won't have to ask as many questions to their attorneys. Because, again, we've already said it once, and everybody knows every time you call that attorney or you have a text or any type of email or communication, they're billing you for that. So if I'm able to save you some money, then so be it. I think everybody wins in that situation. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. Looking forward to being able to show you that website as soon as it's up and done and ready, and the logo is completed. Rolling that out for 2021. Wishing everybody a very happy new year. Be safe, enjoy yourselves, get some relaxation in, and just everybody be looking forward to a much better year in 2021 than 2020. But again, it wasn't horrible, guys. I think if you stop and reflect, as I've been, and I know many of you have been because I've been watching your Facebook posts, I think that everybody's kind of stopped and taken an inventory of their lives, and really, I think we can all come together and say one thing that 2020 has done for us. We've realized what's important. What are our priorities? Don't sweat the small stuff. There's so many things I think that we had as this high level priority, and when we really got down to it, it's not as important as we may think. What's important are people. The fact that we have our family and our friends and everybody is, healthy, and connections that we have, really checking in on each other to making sure everybody's okay, really paying that extra attention to our kids. This was really hard on them, and it still is. The kids that are not able to go to school, guys, I think sometimes we look at our stress so much as adults in, financial and work related items. And, it was huge. But we stopped and really took a look and inventory of what our kids were going through. Um, I can't even imagine having to do school the way that they're doing it. And I was a teacher. And I was a teacher that always said, I do not want to homeschool my children. I don't think homeschooling is in the same realm as being a teacher. I think it's a totally different animal. And the relationship you have with your kids that are your kids are not the same as your students. Your students actually will listen to you a lot better when you're trying to teach because you're not trying to wear the mom hat and the teacher hat. So it's been a challenge since March for those of us that have been on this online way of doing school. Even people doing hybrid, it's still a huge change. So we've taken inventory. We've realized, I think kids realize when they do get to go back in that building, I think they're going to appreciate it. I don't think we're going to hear a lot of complaining. And I think they're going to be really thankful to get back to regular life. Things like being able to go to a dance someday and go to a game and actually sit and cheer in the stands. My son played football this year for the first time as a freshman, and I was so thankful I could go to the games. But I'm sure it would have been nice if his classmates could have come too. And I know that would have been kind of nice for the players to have that extra camaraderie and, the stands full of cheering kids that are excited. And they missed out on that. And the kids that wanted to go to the games. That's a huge social event. I remember when I was in high school, that was the social event, going to the games. I was a cheerleader and I just enjoyed that so much. It was so much fun. So, we have missed out on a lot. Our kids have missed out on a lot. However, I feel like if we really want to look for the silver lining, we can find it in the fact that we can appreciate those things more. And as we're able to get those freedoms back, hopefully we will cherish them and that we will not be rushing through life so much and just looking for, more stuff, but that we'll stop, we'll slow down and really connect with people more. Connect with God more. I mean, to me, that's number one is my relationship with Jesus. And, you may have a different view on that, and that's totally fine. But, having that connection and having faith in something bigger than yourself is really and truly the only way I was able to get through not only my divorce, but life in general. If I really thought that I had to do everything on my own and depend on myself for every single thing, that would be beyond scary. So for me, it's been, great to really just remind myself every day that I do my very best. And God's given me the ability to do what I do. He's given me many attributes and skill sets that I can use, but also where my skills may run short in different areas of my life, I can depend on Him. So it's just been a year, I believe, for me and a lot of other people I've talked to and know to really reconnect to God and our faith and to just really appreciate that we don't have to do it all and we can't do it all. Quite honestly, I think we've all seen that. We've come up against some roadblocks this year where we couldn't leave the house. I could sell someone a house online, but I couldn't walk them through the house until that barrier was lifted May 7th. So, and I appreciated it. Some days I'm like, oh, it's cold or it's rainy, and, showing houses is not as fun. I 100% am like so appreciative and thankful that I can walk buyers through houses right now. I'm not thrilled with the mask thing, but hey, if that's all we have to do to be able to get into homes and make everyone feel comfortable, I'm all for it. I'm just happy that we were able to move forward. And I'm sure you've probably got a long list of, you know, uh, ways that your life has changed this past year and ways that things that maybe you thought you had to have that now you realize they're not as important. Having that opportunity to spend extra time with your kids and do puzzles or just reconnect with your spouse or really just with your business, stop and take inventory and make a plan. I know that's exactly what I did. I made this plan. Getting this divorce certification is exciting and it's been really close to my heart. And secondly, and this is on a more fun note, but I'm also getting certified, licensed for the state of Florida. And that had to take a little bit of a backseat just because I couldn't travel. There was times when I couldn't travel as much. And when I could, I didn't know if I should. And, issues with the kids and whatnot. So I just opted out of traveling. I haven't traveled yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to get on a plane and go down to Florida, meet with the brokerage in person. I've only been able to Zoom meet with them down in the Naples area, the KW down in Naples. So I'm really excited. That's my next step after I've got this under my belt, is to get everything ordered for my online licensure with Florida, because if and when this ever happens again, I will be really thankful if I can be part of helping people who have decided that either they're just completely going to get out of I mean, I'm in Michigan. I want you to, I want people, I want to do business in Michigan, but I know there's a lot of people who have decided that it's just not for them anymore with the way that the weather is, and I don't blame you. I don't love the cold either. So I want to be able to help you streamline that process, list your house here in Michigan and, fly down with you and go check out new places in Florida or maybe income properties. So um, that's another exciting goal that I have that I'm looking forward to as well. So I really think that had I not had that extra time during the whole shutdown and whatnot, I really wouldn't have been able to sit and really ask myself what's important. What is my, plan in the year, in 3 years, in 5 years? Where do I see myself retiring? I had plenty of time to really sit and think about that and come up with a plan for how can I help others who are, looking to do the same thing. They're looking to possibly become snowbirds and be here in Michigan in the summer and down in Florida in the wintertime, or just move altogether. So that was a huge, just it was really eye opening for me to be able to take that personal inventory. I wasn't running every day. I wasn't getting up, at early to get my high schoolers off to school, to drive them to school. That I have to admit, that was the only good thing that came out of them not going to school, was I didn't have to jump out of bed and drive them and face that Dakota traffic, which, oh, it's not fun. It's not fun. Even though I live across the street now from the school, it would still take 20 minutes just to get through where I needed to get through to get them to where they needed to go. I'm not kidding you. It's insanity. But I won't complain about it, and I'm sure they won't either, because they're going to be excited to go back into that building. I know teachers are looking forward to that as well. They've missed their students, and it's really been a challenge for them. I hope that you've really sent your teachers thank yous, because I know a lot of teachers. I was a teacher, and I don't know. I am so thanking God right now that I'm not a teacher anymore, because what they've had to do is it's like an Olympic event. And I feel like they really deserve, uh, at the very least, to be getting cards and thank yous. And just, it's been a challenge. And I feel like we've all met that challenge as best as we possibly could this year. Everyone's industry was affected, even if it was just working from home. Some people had to go on, a furlough, which was a challenge financially. And so I think you just need to give yourself a pat on the back. Regardless of how challenging the year it was, you did your best. We all did. And we made it through. And we're looking forward to, a new year. Are things going to be different just because January 1st hits? Of course not. We're still battling some things and working the kinks out. But I think that when you have information, they say when you know better, you do better. I think we can do better now. I think we do know better. I think we have a lot more information than we had. And I think we've all learned to give each other more grace. I think that we can kind of just learn to pull back and say, is it really worth getting myself worked up over something small? Or could I just be the one that says, hey, let's work this out? I'll be the one to take the hat off and put it in the ring and say, I'll step up and let me be the first person to be a problem solver, So I've seen that in many people that I know. I've seen it in complete strangers. I've seen it out there in the world. I've seen kindness. I've seen people, putting others first. Of course, I've seen the opposite as well, but I choose to focus on the positive and to know that everybody can have a bad day, but I think that we're all working through it. We're doing our best. And I'm really excited to see what 2021 brings. It will have its own set of challenges, but I feel like as a collective group, we're going to do a much better job at meeting those challenges. And let's just give each other some grace. Let's give each other the benefit of the doubt. Let's be kind and generous and thoughtful. And let's just put other people's needs above our own sometimes and really just step back and maybe take a few breaths before we respond to someone that maybe isn't having a good day. I know for me, that's been something that I am challenging myself with, especially with my kids and teaching them, because sometimes I just want to get frustrated with my kids because the room isn't clean, or I've asked them to come and pick up their clothes that I folded for them. It's been sitting on the couch for like 2 days, but I'm really trying to put myself into their shoes and remember that they've had a tough year as well, and they've had a lot of changes they need to go through. And I've noticed that when I'm able to do that in that situation, it really just diffuses um, our household from having an argument. And it's amazing if you give your kids a little bit of space and you treat them like the young adults that they are. It's amazing how they will surprise you and they will step up and meet those challenges when you just show them that you trust them to do that and that you have faith in their abilities to do that. So I've learned a ton. I could probably keep talking, but I won't keep you all day because you've got other things to do, I'm sure. And you've been kind enough to spend this half hour, it's been a half hour, my goodness, with me. And I appreciate you and I thank you because I know a lot of you that are watching my lives, you are the people who have referred me to your family, your friends, and people. You may not even know me. We may not even have met in person, but I hope that by coming live and sharing my life with you in bits and pieces, that you are able to feel comfortable and at least that you know me on some level to be able to do that and refer me to people who are important to you. And I'm always available for questions if you ever want to ask me anything, because I do understand when you refer someone and you're putting yourself on the line there because you want to make sure that you are going to be referring people who are important to you to someone who's going to take good care of them. So I can assure you that while I'm not perfect, I always strive to put my clients top level, as if they're my own family, and I treat them as though I think of it this way. My kids are teenagers. In a few short years, my oldest will be a first-time home buyer, which is like it's amazing to me. And if she doesn't buy a house in Michigan because she may be out of state, or Florida, I'm trying to get her to Miami, which I think we might have that in the bag. Don't say anything. It can't be my idea. Remember, it's got to be her idea, but just kind of leading her in that direction, because California, I've let her know it's kind of falling apart in different ways over there. But anyways, so if she happens to move to a state and I'm not a real estate agent there, I'm really hoping and praying that whoever's working with my own daughter is going to take excellent care of her. So I treat my clients as if, especially if they're first time home buyers, I know their parents are probably stressed for them. So I just remember that they're somebody's daughter, somebody's son, and it's really important to me to treat people like family. So that being said, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy the week. Have a happy new year. Whatever you do, just be safe. If you're going to be on the roads, be very careful. But just enjoy the people that mean a lot to you. Spend that extra time and tell people what they mean to you. You know, tell your family you love them. Tell your friends that you cherish them. And just let's all really work hard to have an amazing new year. We can do better. I know we can. And I think we deserve it. So be blessed, everybody. Happy New Year. Take care. Bye bye.